Carry, the role of the champion, some might say. Some might say it's the role of the genius, because you are the main damage dealer of your team. You're the one that leads them to the final victory in the end. But what does it really mean to play the role? Sure, kills and damage are great on their own, but there's more to playing a role than just how you perform in it. It's how you think about it. It's how you play around your team. There's several things to keep in mind, and several things to not do, as you will see with our friend Dr. Cheese here in this great conquest game that I was a part of. The poor guy just doesn't know when to not fight. And, well, see, that's the rub here. Not knowing when to fight, not knowing where to be based on where your team and the enemy team is. It did not occur to him that we don't know where most of the team is. And our Phoenix is down. Fire Giant is respawning soon. That means our jungle is not a safe place to be when you are not a full team. And in fact, that was the result. Bacchus and I assumed there would be no fighting at this point, because we would be getting ready for that Fire Giant respawn. And of course, our carry decides to go forward with reckless abandon and get himself killed along with the rest of our damage dealers. And not only did he do that, not only did he not account for the current game situation, but his plan went wrong, and his immediate reaction was blame the tanks for not being there, as if we would have won the fight. Assuming that were the case, which likely we don't, because we don't have pressure, we have a Phoenix down, and they had taken Fire Giant previously already. We were completely behind in that game. And he blamed his teammates when his poor idea did not go the way that he wanted. And that's the key thing. There is how you think about the role. You are the damage dealer. You need to be safe in the late game. Your team needs you. And you have to respect them by not putting yourself out and treating them with respect in return, so you can ultimately win the game. And if it does go wrong, well, blame what you did in that fight. You can control what you do, not what other people do. And that's one of the key things to keep in mind with any role, especially with carry, because your damage and your actions in the game are so instrumental to whether or not your team wins. See, these situations may not have gone quite as I wanted, but I made the decision to continue with those actions, did not blame my team when things went wrong, and I trusted them to be able to clean up even if I did take it too far. So you can see here, the carry role works both ways. Sure, you need to be fighting, you need to be putting out damage, but you also have to have the sense to not put yourself out in such a poor position that your tanks and your support cannot help you. It's a give and take, an ebb and flow, and there's a very careful balance in making sure that you don't drown in the ebb and flow of that tide that we call SMITE. As you can see here, things will pay off if you're smart and you play around your team and you do your job, which is deal damage. And if you're playing your tank, that makes it safer for you to do so. Or as you can see here, staying behind the solo laner, not putting myself too far forward. Able to keep in mind where the enemy team is and avoid that. Secure the main objective and continue the fight afterward. See me with my tanks still up here. I'm very careful about where I go. I see Hu Yi. I'm aggressive towards him. Odin's out of the fight, so I don't care about what he does. So I can safely fight Hu Yi while my RDO is in the back distracting. And then becomes the easy 1, 2, 3. There's the cleanup. All because we were smart, we were safe, we played around our team, and we respected our team. We didn't blame them when things went wrong. We focused on what we do best, which is carry the game. If you are the final general on your team, being the carry, then you need to act and behave like one. And so remember, always be smart. Always respect your team, guys. And with that, I will see you all next time for some more Smite. Have a good one.